So growing up, I saw my mom watching the home shopping channel, and you know, they always have those funny infomercial after infomercial about funny products, food, and like fashion things.
어우, 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 깜짝이야.
깨줘야 되는 게 당연한 일이거든요.
당연하죠.
여러분 근데 여기 열었을 때요, 이게 그대로 충격을 흡수하고 있기 때문에
네.
지금 보시게 되면
계란 좀 오래
계란이 이게 좀 오래됐나 봐요.
So today I wanted to make my own low budget version of the home shopping channel and try to introduce some of the projects that we're uploading onto Gochujar. Most of them are up, some aren't, but unlike the home shopping channel, we're not getting any kickback from any companies for promoting. All of the products that were sold on Gochujar, we're testing them, we like them, and we want to share them with you. So alright, pull out your wallet, take out your credit card, and call 1-800. Let's begin. Product number one, I'm so excited to share this one with you. This is possibly the best rice that I've ever tasted. So what's so special about this? If you look at it, it looks like any other white rice, no? It's made from a 95% native strain of Korean rice. When you cook and you take the first bite of this rice, you're gonna get this like ever slight scent of popcorn. And that is not anything artificial. It's actually naturally, it produces this very, in Korean we call gochujar smell, but very, maybe in English in roasty. And it makes this rice taste very appetizing. This is arguably Korea's most premium rice. Oh, and one more thing. This is my rice leftover. So it stayed in that rice cooker for over 24 hours right now. You see how this rice still looks fresh? It still has a sheen. It's still very plump and still very, in Korean we call it 쫀득쫀득. Right? All right, and next we have samgyetang broth packs. But samgyetang is Korean ginseng chicken soup. And the most important part about this, other than stuffing the chicken, we're looking for a very nutritional broth, and most of the times you need medicinal herbs. This one here comes with 5 ingredients. First one is milk veg root, then we have mulberry bark. I kind of feel like we're collecting things to start a fire. These small twigs here are Siberian ginseng, jujubes, and then the 5th ingredient, which I love so much, this is angelica root. Man, so generous. Another brand that I really like as well, this one has 3 packs in it, and it actually comes with a tea bag. So all you gotta do is just drop it in. This one is much bigger than that one. That one's 70 grams, this is 100 grams, so a bit more variety and a few more twigs that you can. On our website, I put a section where you could request an item. Let's see right here. I think there were people asking for still some ingredients to make kimchi. The first one is glutinous rice powder. So if you add a little bit of water to this, then you add some gochujar, then it becomes a sticky paste, and that like coats each layer of the kimchi. Now, in some of my recipes, I said that you can use flour, but flour doesn't get as sticky as this. So this is much better. So if you're really into making kimchi, cop a bag, and perhaps one Korean word. Mu means none. Nongyang means pesticide. So no pesticide used to make this. Korean fish sauce. The fish sauce is always made with anchovy. Myeolchi means anchovy. This one from Cheongjeongwon, this is the best-selling brand in Korea. And if you have a Korean mart, they should be selling this, so no need to get it from our store. But if you don't have a Korean mart nearby, you can get it from us. Next, and don't be scared of the word can, okay? Just because spam comes in a can doesn't mean everything is spam. The first one here is actually my favorite canned item of all. Many of our neighbors have been so curious what sesame leaves taste like, and I think this is a great opportunity. All right, so Daniel, what am I looking at? I'm not sold. This looks like some caca. No more name calling, please. It's pickled peril leaves. In Korea, we call it 깻잎. By itself, it's very salty, so you just add a little bit of rice. I mean, this is perfect for vegetarians. Wrap it up, turn it into a little peril leaf sushi. And more than anything, I think what I like about this the most is they really nailed this sauce here. So you may look at this and say, hey, this doesn't look like my mom's 깻잎. Where all that seasoning at? And all I have to say is be patient, young grasshopper. Oh, there it is. So this leaf, just mix it up a little bit or take some and put it on the top. I think you'll be really happy with this one if you've never tasted sesame leaf. Amazing! So this is pretty fun, but we found canned kimchi. A lot of you guys were asking for fresh kimchi, and customs would light our beep on fire if we sent raw kimchi and it exploded over there, okay? We'd probably be blacklisted immediately. But this run right here, I think it's safe to send overseas. Does this taste like something that would be found in a can? No, it doesn't. My only complaint is I'm over 30 years old and I still find it difficult and a little bit scared that I'm gonna cut my hand on these cans. 30 seconds later and I'm still struggling with this. Oh, got some kimchi in my face. Now, if you take a look, it's in kimchi broth, and that's why it doesn't go bad, right? We like this kimchi broth, and we use it to make kimchi jjigae, and even better for kimchi fried rice. when we went to Italy with Katie's mom, she was dying for Korean food, and she kept asking, where that kimchi at? In this beautiful land of Italy where they do pizzas, they can't do kimchi? They can't do kimchi? And at dinner time, we cooked at home a lot, and this would have really kind of reset her well-being. Katie's mom was craving kimchi so bad that we needed something vinegary, so we bought balsamic vinegar, and she just poured it over the rice. Oh, you gotta love Korean parents. I mean, they can't go a day or two without kimchi. You know what this kimchi tastes like? Have you had kimchi jjigae before? It tastes like kimchi that has been boiled and stewed in broth. The taste is slightly sour, so it's aged just a little bit. It's graduated college. So I'll compare this with my grandma's kimchi, which has been aged for 2 or 3 months as well. So you can see this one with the gochugaru, it's a little bit more brighter. All right, and then the ultimate test, of course, is to taste the kimchi broth. This seriously just tastes like cold kimchi jjigae, which is kimchi stew. So yeah, this is drinkable. All right, and our next category is tea. I only started drinking tea regularly recently. And you may be asking, Daniel, why does everything you show half empty? Are you gonna send me half empty things? Like I said, all the products that we are selling, we've been trying. That way we can vet quality and know what you're tasting. And if you tell us things that we know taste good, taste terrible, we know you ain't got good taste buds. All right, so these first 2 teas is made from a company called Cheon. And Cheon, what they do is they work with farmers that are doing organic farming, especially these teas, and they connect them with the mass market. So Cheon is the middleman, but then the people who are actually growing this, there's different suppliers. Their 2 most popular teas are Oolong-cha, which is Korean burdock, and then their second one is Jakdukongcha, which is Korean sword bean tea. And as you can see, they also have this 30-day calendar, so you can build a habit of drinking tea. So you just circle. All right, so let's start off with the burdock tea. I just want to show you what the color looks like. This thing, it kind of looks like sliced brain, no?
Brain?
Uh-huh. Or maybe that's
It's like a tree.
a tree. So we'll take our brain trees here. I'll just put 2 in. If you Google it, it's really good for detoxing your body, your blood. It's good for people with diabetes, and it also says it's good for your libido. Hello. But I think to see any of those health benefits, that also means you're drinking tea regularly. It's not like a one-time thing. This tea, how is it made? You get burdock roots, you slice them up into small pieces, and then you dry them out and you give them a roast. 1 roast. So up front, it has a little bit of a sweet taste, and at the end, it has a little bit of that earthy taste. It's nice. I try to drink this from time to time at night. And then our new favorite tea, sword bean tea. You know when they say don't judge a book by its cover? Look at this thing. It looks like dried crickets or something. Do you remember Jack and the Giant Beanstalk? Well, the beanstalk, he's been climbing up. The Koreans found it, chopped it up, and turned it into tea. So sword bean is a legume. And this is the pod. So the pod is like this, and then they just cut it up with a knife. Look at the bean inside. It's huge. Sheesh. We let this sit for 2 minutes as well. Bean inside. Hopefully it doesn't grow into a magic beanstalk. And what do you think this tea would taste like? The difference with the other tea, this one is a lot sweeter. You think it would be a little bit stronger. It's not. It has a soft finish, sweet finish. Kind of reminds me a little bit like raisins at the end. So I love it. This is the one we're drinking nightly right now. If you're having trouble deciding between the 2, I think Oolong, the burdock, it has more health benefits. And this one, it tastes a lot better. But Daniel, I think those are a little bit too expensive. You know, it's a bit bougie. I need more down-to-earth tea. Don't you have anything regular? All right, there's 1,000,001 tea brands out there. Why did you select this one? Well, this one was introduced to me by Katie and through her mom. Looks like this. What in the world does that say? That says 발효, which means fermentation. Cha, tea. Look, they wrote it up there. Easy as 1, 2, 3. And now most of you, I'm sure you've had green tea. Green tea, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. When I was living in Japan, I loved it, but sometimes it has too much of this grassy sort of taste. It's a little bit bitter at the end. If you ferment the green tea, but if you ferment the green...
Stop!
But if you ferment the green tea, how do I say it?
Get all those dirty thoughts out of your mind. why?
If you ferment the green tea leaves, that bitterness goes away and it turns very mellow. Again, it matures. It goes through college. It even gets a graduate degree and it just mellows out. This one is so balanced. It doesn't necessarily have a sweet aftertaste. It doesn't have an earthy aftertaste. It's just, it's just as neutral as it gets, and we love it because of that. So this is made by Nongyup, which is a large agricultural conglomerate, but they have large tea fields in Hwage. And Hwage is like the first region in Korea where Korea started to cultivate green tea leaves at industrial scale.
And this one, I like to put it in my tumbler and bring it to work and just sip on it the whole day.
Yuja cha from Bokumjari. So yuja is made from a fruit called citron. It's also known as yuzu in Japanese because we both like to use it. So just a few scoops and you just pour water into it. So the citron fruit, if you cut that thing up, strange enough, it has a dry pulp. So there's no juice. So you're gonna squeeze it, nothing comes out. But, so funny thing, there's always a counterbalance. If you ain't got the looks, you got the personality. And citron, it has all the personality in its rind, that outer peel. That thing is just packed with flavor. This brand here, they use organic citron and then a little bit of sugar and then wild honey.
It's like sour and sweet.
And then one thing to note is don't leave these kondogis behind. You have to eat it, okay?
Kondogi means the leftovers. It's basically the rind, the citron rind. You can just chew on it and eat it. That's where all the vitamin C is.
It's the hukcho. It's black vinegar, hukcho, made from rice. 100% made of brown rice, hyunmi. And there's no sugar. It's vinegar. And then it's a beverage, basically.
A beverage?
Yes, you basically mix it with water and drink it all day, every day, 4 seasons. Yeah, this is a Korean superfood, the hidden superfood that the CNN doesn't know yet. But this is very widely known in Japan, so a lot of Japanese tourists come and buy it. We're gonna do 2-to-1 ratio of water to vinegar. 2 parts water in. Also, I wouldn't recommend to drink it in an empty stomach because if your stomach is sensitive, it might be a little bit sore, like in my case. So I'll always drink this after a meal.
Hey Katie, so what's the health benefits of this? Why are people drinking vinegar?
It's good for digestion and it's supposed to help with weight loss. So a lot of Korean girls drink it.
What?
And Korean moms too. And finally, I have something for your eyes. The eyes that work so hard for the whole day. I have a gift for you. Ta-da!
Nice.
It's the eye mask.
It's eye on pack.
Okay guys, I'm signing off. Good night.
So what's cool about this mask is that it heats up, but of course a lot of other things heat up, but this one produces like this herbal steam. So they use 4 different natural herbs, marigold, eyebrow, lavender, and chamomile, and basically those dried herbs, they're mixed in with the heating elements. You put it on, it gets hot, it gets the blood around your eyes circulating, and at the end, if you take it off, you'll feel that your eyes are chok. In Korean, that means like a little bit wet. Feels moisturized. So in that way, it's a little steam bath for your eyes. We really like this.
And the great thing is, this doesn't have any smell. Every time I put this on, I just fall asleep like in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Actually, you know, we're joking around about that, but I have some friends who have trouble sleeping. If you try putting this thing on, I think it also really helps you sleep. There's something about it. Good night, Katie.
Good night.
All right, and last but not least, we have Kisundo. So Kisundo is actually the name of this grandmaster in Korea. And actually in Korean culture, when you refer to an elderly person's name, you're supposed to add the word cha after each syllable. So it should be Kicha, Suncha, Tocha. So Kicha, Suncha, Tocha. She, let's just call her KST. So Grandmaster Kicha Suncha Tocha has been making Korean traditional paste for the last 46 years. So she's been officially designated the title of a Korean Grandmaster in Korean foods by the Korean government. And her family has been making this traditional Korean paste for the last 360 years. So that's nearly 5 generations of artisans passing down their know-how. So we saw this paste being sold at the Korean department stores. We tried it out and it's phenomenal. Well, absolutely lovely. But I particularly like their gochujang. Their gochujang is spicy, of course, a piquant spice, P-I-Q-U-A-N-T. Nice little SAT word for you. A little bit smoky and a little bit of earthiness. And when those powers combine, Captain Planet. And then what gets me very excited is this 딸기 gochujang. 딸기 means strawberry. This is strawberry gochujang. This blew my mind when I saw this at the department store. They were giving samples and it was just amazing. Doesn't this look like something you would just spread on toast? But don't do that. This is still 70% gochujang and 30% fresh strawberries. So what happens when you add the strawberries is that back earthy taste of gochujang that disappears. It's rounded out by that smoothness, by that little fresh tartness from the strawberries. Let me just show you because it has a little bit different consistency. So if you look, it does look like gochujang, but it has a little bumps, kind of like jam would have. And if you sample it, it's amazing. For your next Korean barbecue, you just spread this over some pork or some chicken, just amazing. This is also another Gochujar must-try item. All right, I gave you the 411. I went from A to Z for February. If you have any questions, just write them down in the comment section, and I'll also leave a link to each of the items in the description section. Other than that, it's been an amazing first month with Gochujar. We're still figuring some things out, like how to get around customs for some specific countries. And just like a tree, the dark circle, one line is forming under the other one. So it's time for me to check out. It's time for my herbal steam. Get some nice circulation around my eyes.